asks, was it worse for him than for another who did not know so much? Is ignorance bliss, I suppose?
I think probably another member of the panel should probably answer that. I think it's a really valuable point, because I'm tinged with the fact that I know and love this person as a friend. So I think my view is tinged. He did feel not cared for because he felt he was alone in his decision. And I think that was reiterated multiple times with me as a friend, that he felt uncared for because he felt this decision was his alone. And was it worse for him than others who didn't know so much? I think that's a very difficult thing to answer, because I think, David, you're right, ignorance sometimes can be blissful. But interested in what others, and Ashik, I think you've got your hand up. Sorry, David. See, I knew I wouldn't be allowed. You should just mute me when I sort of start to take over. So I'm going to mute myself.
I have no power whatsoever.
No, not at all. Right. I was just saying that responding to what you said, that I think two aspects of this. One is the question that Sue has asked, that it may well have been worse for him, and sometimes I think if you're working within healthcare, you have certain expectations of what good looks like, and you're bitterly disappointed when it doesn't match up to that expectation. But we're not alone in that. Members of the public are really smart, and they have quite high expectations too, largely. I think sometimes if you have the agency to either look up the facts or be armed by them by having someone in healthcare who can give you a second opinion ahead of time, it can make it a bit more awkward. But in fact, I think we mustn't underestimate the terribly steep power hierarchy in consultations with healthcare workers, and whether you're the nursing assistant on the ward, or the physiotherapist, or the cardiologist, the power hierarchy definitely still there, and it's up to us in healthcare to try and break that down, and to make sure that patients feel comfortable enough to speak to us in equal terms. The other thing I wanted to say was that the fact that George was alone almost certainly made an impact both for him and healthcare. We mustn't underestimate, I think, the really difficult consultations that patients have ended up having, and poorer consultations during COVID. And I really hope that as we start to come out of hopefully the other side, that we don't revert to saying, well, you can only have one person and restrict, because there's real value in having a close friend or family members. And I will say to people, when they come in, they go off and have investigations, when you come back, bring somebody with you and write down your questions and concerns, because it's easy in the consultation to forget that. And I think all of these extra things make for better consultations, better dialogue, and better decisions that are truly shared. So I hope you didn't mind me adding that in, David.